from Flickr again. So I've created a new document here, 8.5 by 11 or US paper size. I've named my assignment Module 1 Assignment 4. And now I'm just going to open some images that I have saved from Flickr. I have this building one. Now if you get an image, so we're going to select all, edit, copy, minimize to our blank document, edit, paste. To make it bigger, we're going to go free transform. Now this image is longer lengthways or horizontally, and my canvas that I have right now is longer vertically. So I'm going to change my canvas. Right now I have a canvas that's portrait, and I'm going to change it to landscape. That's what this is called, landscape. Now I can go in and free transform my building image. So if I want to rotate it, all I have to do in my free transform is just go off of the image a bit until those curved arrows show up. Then I can stretch it. For this, I want about that should be good. And I'm going to bring in my other image before I show you. So I'm going to do a tone or a mood of strength, basically. So I have this little figurine that I have found. So select all, copy, minimize, edit, paste. Alright, now you can see that he pasted in with the background, and a lot of the images that you bring in will paste in with the background. So I need to show you how to get rid of the background, but I'm just going to make him a little bit bigger first. So I find when we're using the quick select tool, which is this tool, to remove background, I like to zoom in quite a bit. So our little magnifying glass, that's our zoom tool. We can click on that, hold it over the canvas, and press it a few times. And it'll just zoom right in for us. Much easier to work that way. Now our quick select tool, or our magic wand tool, other people would call it that, once we click that, we get a quick select menu up here. One of the most important things is our brush size before we go in and start selecting. So this brush size looks pretty good. We'll just start here. So I want to make sure that I'm on plus, and that means that it's going to add selection. And I'm going to go along the inside of my figurine. So slowly but surely. Now, some people have trouble with the quick select. The main thing that they are doing is they are going too quick. Right? You need to go slowly, and the edge of our quick select tool should never go over the edge of the image that we're trying to cut out. And if you get areas that you don't want, like I'm sure I will get quite a bit here with the shadow, and the reason it's doing that is because the figurine doesn't have a high contrast edge, right? You see the dark against the light, and the quick select tool can pick up that edge, whereas here we don't have that high contrast, so it's getting the shadow in too. But I will show you how to get rid of that in a second. Alright, so you have areas, if you have areas that you don't want in there, you can just go to the minus and slowly go in and readjust your selection. try to make sure there isn't little pieces of selection outside your image. So now I lost his foot, so I have to go and add more by hitting the plus. So it takes a couple minutes, but the end result is pretty cool. Looks like his fingers will be cut off a bit too here. Alright. Looks like I'm ready to cut him out. Oh, almost. Just gonna minus this part. That part is tricky to read, I guess. Okay. Now what I'm going to do is I am going to edit, cut. Now I have my superhero cut out. And I'm going to paste him on a new layer. To create a new layer, I just need to click this little button. Has a piece of paper with an edge folded over, and now I have a new layer. I'm going to go edit, paste. So my superhero is now separate from my background. So now I'm going to take this background layer, or layer 2, and drag that to the trash. So I think you can kind of see where I'm going with this. To zoom out, click my zoom tool, hold down Alt, and you see my magnifying glass turns to a minus, and I click a couple times, and there we go. Grab my move tool, want to place him where I think he looks good. Now, that's the quick select tool. Pretty neato, I must say. I'm going to show you how to adjust some colors here, because that's the main part of the assignment, because it's a color assignment. So to adjust his color, I can go edit, and I can go image, adjustments. Hue and saturation is pretty much my favorite to use. So I can pull that up, and as I change it, the color of him changes too, which is pretty neat. I like that color. Saturation just increases the contrast and gives him some sharper edges, some brightness. The lightness, darkness. Okay, now I can go to my background layer and add some cool colors there too. Now I made him kind of blue-greenish, and if I want to make a conscious choice of color, I could do some complementary colors, right? So let's see, he has some green, so I can put some reds in, or some oranges in the background. Or a reddy orange even. So my tone could be considered strength, it could be considered, I don't know, so you can kind of play around with it to how you like it. My tone could be considered evil as well, right? Because maybe he's a bad guy. Kind of hard to tell. With the background like this, with the red and the oranges, it does portray something more evil-like. Alright. So you can adjust color in your image that way, or you can, see if I just step backwards, I can change him to my original color. If you have something part of your composition that you just want to color a little bit by hand, that can be done too. You can go to your paintbrush, go up to let's say if I want to just change this part of him, I can go in, make my brush a little bit smaller, zoom in, can go in say I want it pink for some reason. And paint over that. Whoops. Edit, step backward. And I can change that to pink instead of yellow. Let's say I want to color in this part of him. And I want to do black for some reason. I can also go in there and start coloring that in. Now it may look kind of funny, and obviously I need a bigger brush here. Oops. So you can go in and add different colors that way too. And a neat example of student work who did that is Jalen Gerlitz is here. He took an image of Marilyn Monroe, and it was quite dark, and he went and he lightened it up using the brightness and contrast. So he lightened it up that way. Okay. Then he went and he colored in. And if you find your color is coming out too solid, you can always go in, make sure you're coloring on a new layer. So if I'm coloring and it's quite solid and I don't like that, I can go in and change the opacity. And I can change the color that way too. So I hope you enjoyed this tutorial, and good luck, have fun. I look forward to seeing what you come up with.